Thank you, Hazel, and good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year. And what a wonderful venue this is. I don't know whether many people know this,
Thank you,
but
the first frame.
A huge
Luca
debt of
Brecel
gratitude to the year 1875, because that was the year this venue officially opened, and also the year that this wonderful game was invented. And what we've got here is the elite top 16 playing in one of the most iconic British sporting venues. And talking about elite players, I've got one sitting right next to me who I'm sure is looking forward to this event.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this match first and foremost. Two very, very attacking players. Jack's one of my favourites to watch actually, and Luca obviously world champ, looking to get his season up and running. Just going to be an amazing atmosphere, John. One that I know we talked off air before we come on, that these are the type of ones you miss. And it is really, really amazing out there.
I'm very jealous that you get to play here, as Jack just hits the front knuckle with that attempted red. Yeah, this is some venue.
One. Six. Luca Brecel, 6.
Pretty poor miss that.
Great opening red there from Jack, cued that beautifully. Effortless spin. Like you said, John, already, it was a pretty poor miss from Luca. Important to settle down early, matches like this. Big event, big arena. I know a lot's been made about how little Luca seems to be practicing, which works for him. And, definitely nothing wrong with that if it's working.
6.
But I know that Jack's been playing a lot over Christmas. He was in an event in Mackay. One match in particular, he beat Kyron Wilson 6 frames to 2. 7 centuries in that match. Jack making 4 in a row to start the game,
7.
and another to finish off. He's obviously in good touch. I expect good things from him here.
Yeah, you'll be hard pressed to see too many players who hit the ball better than this young man. He can get going. Got a beautiful cue action. I think it's it's a mirror image, really, isn't it, of Ronnie O'Sullivan? Ronnie's right-handed, Jack left, and it's just not too many people cue like Ronnie does. But this lad certainly. I don't know whether it's because he practiced with him a lot, Mark. Maybe he picked that up or decided to change it. But it's just like watching Ronnie's cue action left-handed.
Yeah, it's not a bad person to model yourself on. O'Sullivan hits the ball superbly well, Jack. I know he spoke recently. He's just started with a new coach in Lee Walker. Interested to see how much that'll make a difference to Jack's game, because there's no doubt in the talent that he has. Sometimes it takes a little bit more than that. Lee's such a good guy, good coach. Worked with Mark Williams for a long, long time. I'm sure he can rub that off on Jack, and expect good things from him going forward.
$18.
Yeah, leaving himself the angle to go into the pack. Nice target, this. Well, it should have been a nice target. He'd be very disappointed to have missed that.
Yeah, I think the previous shot, he just landed a little close to the brown. Would have liked to have been a few inches further away, made that shot a lot easier. Still didn't expect him to miss the pack.
Yeah, it just goes to show you, I'm always harking on about it, there's no easy shots on the snooker table, because really that was pretty simple to leave himself the correct angle to split the pack there, so you'd have to say it was a mistake.
22.
It wasn't very difficult to leave that angle on the brown a lot better.
I think everyone talks about how attacking these two guys are, but in a strange way it might come down to who plays the better safety on the day to actually who wins this game.
I think you're 100% correct. I also think it's probably the reason why Jack hasn't won yet. It's simple as that. We've got all the talent in the world and break building's outstanding. Just occasionally not quite enough concentration on the, well, probably what he considers mundane mark, but very important. And you get people as talented as Jack, sometimes safety doesn't appeal too much to them, but it's very important now in these days, especially with the quality of opponents.
Yeah, it's just the game comes so easy to him that he doesn't. I just genuinely feel like he doesn't think there's an importance on that side of the game. But against the very, very top players, and there's no doubt Luca's one of them, you have to create better opportunities, and you can't just rely on really good long potting all the time. You have to force opportunities too, and I'm sure that will come, but it just hasn't quite come yet for Jack.
See, that's a sort of an example really. It's a pretty poor shot not to get near the ball colour there. Sorry, near the ball cushion I should say. Definitely, you know, a foot and a half short there. And it's just so important just to make that return. I mean, look, Luke can get his hand on the table now. Basically he can put it where he likes. And there's the difference. Look where the cue ball is here.
Yeah, much better length there, but I think he was trying to be a little further to the left to cover the left hand side of the reds. I think he can get through between blue and pink. It would have been a tricky spot if he hadn't been able to hit this one.
What a venue this is. Unbelievable. 2,000 people. The capacity has almost doubled since 2012 when we came here the first time. Jack needs a little bit of luck to get behind the green here. Not quite happened. Here we are. Always brilliantly attended. A job getting a ticket.
Yeah, I think this has fast become the biggest event of the year. Obviously the World Championships is probably the most important to the players, but when it comes to ticket sales and how big an actual occasion this is, I think this is far and away the best event we play in. It's an amazing job what World Snooker have done over the last few years with this event, and you always get a worthy winner at the end of it, because it's an occasion every time you play a match out there, never mind getting to the later stages. But good pot there from Luca, not perfect on a colour. Pressure on this one, knowing that he's going to leave everything. Dead centre.
Two excellent shots. The first one was beautifully floated in. Long red. And good recovery there. As I said, we mentioned earlier, I think Luca is a real confidence player, that if he just gets on a run and starts seeing the balls going in the centre of the pocket, he can really turn it on. We saw that at the World Championship when he was, well, frankly outstanding. The first two sessions of that match were just some of the best snooker you'd hope to see in a world final. Himself and Mark Selby, but yeah, if he can just get on a little run, he's a danger to everybody.
I didn't see much of those two sessions, John. I was extremely hungover after I've taken a bad loss against Selby in the semi, so I'll take your word for it.
He played well, Mark.
Thanks for that. Another very good shot there from Luca. Might not look like much, but they're confidence builders when you're potting them as clean as that.
40.
Yeah, two very nice pinks already at the start of this break.
$50.
As much
Luca
as those
Brecel,
two
50.
pinks earlier were confidence builders, that won't do him any good, missing that one.
Yeah, didn't expect that at all, but early match nerves from both, it seems so far. Understandable. There's a big occasion out there, a big match, so we want to go deep.
Not a great chance at the moment, this. Black's very
6.
much awkward. Well, the reds are lining up with each other, so to develop a few, which is why he's taking this one instead.
7.
Nice little test of your cueing coming up here.
Yeah, that was actually a nicely controlled shot there. If he'd hit that much harder, he probably would have cannoned the red. I think he was playing for this blue in the top. Dead centre again. Very reliable in that type of shots, Jack.
12.
Needs to try and get above the blue, make the next positional shot easier.
13.
Just underscrew that slightly. Not going to be easy to get close to this next red, and then the hard work starts. It's 3 reds below the black spot. Not a great chance as this.
This will be some shot power around the angles. Now there's a very
8.
thin snick in the corner, and these warrant a bit of respect. Hit any part of the jaw with these, they generally don't go in.
19.
Superbly played that. Beautiful strike. Played a little bit of drag. Kept its line true. Beautifully played.
Yeah, and getting high on that pink as well means he can get that back into play. Good angle to get down on the red. Jack's trying his best to get that fly or whatever it is.
Yeah. Started already. We usually have wasps, don't we?
Just wondering, John, if he'll risk playing the little cannon on the red that's just off the cushion as it is. Play for the black, bring that red a little bit further into play.
Yeah, it's perfect, isn't it?
Just needs two high valued colours. And he also needs that fly to go away.
Yeah, there's usually no flies on Jack.
$26.
Yeah, nicely played. Just wondering, has that red gone just by the black spot? Could have done with either being a bit shorter or past it, because once the black gets back on its spot, it's making that red a little bit awkward.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly the same, and I think where it's landed, it won't go in the same pocket as the black. So it's either the trickier red along the cushion, or playing another cannon on the same red he's just played from this black, but see what he decides. And even though he's only 2 balls from winning this frame,
33.
if this one doesn't go in, he probably becomes second favourite again. Everything's there. Big shot.
34.
Good pot. Not on the black, but he does have a shot at the pink in the centre. Pink will put him 41 points in front. Just 35 remaining. Would be 2 snookers needed for Luca if this goes in. And in it goes. Good pot.
Been a very good visit, this. Has to be said. A couple of cracking pots in it. Tricky ones near the top cushion. Done exactly what he needed to do after that miss in the middle pocket from Luca. Punish your opponent.
41.
We'd be happy to see that red disappear. It means Luca won't come back. And like you said, Jones, very good visit this. The balls weren't sitting nice. And he only made 21, I think it was, from his first chance.
43.
But took full advantage of the second visit. Hasn't missed anything really.
45.
One poor positional shot in the first break. A couple of safeties later, he's back in. He looks good.
Yeah, seems to have settled the better of the two. Early doors.
48.
I have to say the table looks lovely, Mark, doesn't it? Running beautifully.
Yeah, it looks really, really nice out there. Reactive. And I'm sure as the week goes on, it'll speed up a little bit. First day normally plays a little slower. More reactive, but a little slower. I'm sure it will get a little faster for the players playing tomorrow
57.
and Tuesday. Just a dream to play on.
$63.
A great visit this from Jack. Black for 70 clearance in the first frame. And it goes
7-6.
1-0 Jack Lisowski.
Jack Lisowski.
Well, you would think, it's in Luca's case, because he's not had a great season in terms of ranking tournaments, but you think I'm world champion, I've come to this venue, let's show why I'm world champion. Okay, easier said than done if you're low in confidence, but you know, you'd want to prove yourself against the other best players in the world.
He's got a chance here.
Well, Luca was tempted, but he's going to have to face the consequences. He missed that by a mile. So, extremely attacking. When you miss it, you're going to face the consequences.
One.
Yeah, that wasn't so much that he missed that shot, because it wasn't easy, but it was how far he missed it by. That'll be really unsettling for Luca.
And he's left them really nice for his opponent. We've already seen, as we see this attempt, he shouldn't have been anywhere near Cannon in the pack there.
9.
But we've already seen in the first frame that Jack looks very fluent. So this is a pretty decent chance. 5 or 6 reds in the open before you have to do anything with the cue ball.
$60. $70.
I think if he was playing an exhibition, Mark, he'd be screwing right into the pack right through there, but there's no need with the reds being in the open.
I think he actually might anyway. It looked a nice pack to go into. He is nicely on a red. Can't get back on the black, I don't think, but nice aggressive shot from Jack, as I expect. I wonder, can he just drop this in, leave himself on the black through the gap of the 2 reds? It's tricky. He looks to be digging down.
25.
Is it the travel? Slightly the wrong side.
Position a little bit more awkward now. Don't know what angle he's got, whether he can power around in and out of balk with lots of topspin, or is he going to screw back and leave the red in the opposite corner? It's the screw back, yeah, which is the sensible shot really. Guarantee yourself a go at this.
30.
I think he was just a little too straight to power that round. He would have needed a lot of topspin on that. You don't expect Jack to miss at this type of shot anyway.
31.
Not dead centre, but it did go in. Because he potted that a little thick, he's a bit straighter on this green than he would have liked.
Yeah, he's just scrapping for ideal position last couple of shots. He's just one good positional shot away from an excellent chance here. Doesn't want to snooker himself on that red, which I think he's just done.
34.
Played on the outside one, and he's blocked it.
Yeah, he'd be disappointed not to make more from there. He was in prime position
34.
on 24. Didn't make much more of that. The important thing is he's played safe, not left anything for Luca to have a go at. Keep Luca under pressure. He's obviously not settled yet. That's another very, very poor shot from Luca. Two and a half feet short there.
Wow. You won't play many worse safety shots than that.
1.
I'm actually surprised he played off that one, to be honest with you. I could have been moving the one off the side cushion. It was so easy just to skim off that behind the green.
Yeah, the worst thing you can do there is hit that too soft and too thick, which is what he done. Needed to bring that red much further back into the middle of the table if he's playing that one. You can't leave Jack Lisowski chances like this.
6.
Yeah, looks a little shaky, has to be said.
Seven.
Oh, it's nicely cued. Perfect position. And he's not really having to do any work to get his opportunities. Luca's opening red that was a wide, and that very poor safety shot. He just keeps giving Jack birthday presents.
14.
Yeah, if you leave Jack and a number of these top players on the bulk line, you're going to get punished. Whether that's with a really telling safety
15.
or an easy long pot like Jack just done there. And playing for that one red like he did has opened up 4 more. 2 in the left corner, 2 in the right. And already not far from the winning line in frame 2. The lead's 56
22.
and counting. 2 reds, 2 high valued colours again to go to snookers required.
23.
I know it's early yet, John, but worrying times a little bit for Luca. He hasn't really played any good shots yet.
Couldn't agree more. It just doesn't look like he's settled at all. There was a little rumour going around he's lacking for a bit of confidence. Somebody mentioned to me who would know, but
30.
it does appear at the moment that's quite right. You hear
30.
these things from people, don't you? And all of a sudden they come out and make 4 centuries, so you tend to take these things with a pinch of salt. But apparently he's not brimful full of confidence coming into this event.
Yeah, and he's had a pretty poor season by Luca's standards. I think he's missed out on the Grand Prix,
36.
which means he's not in the top 32 in the 1 year list. And I have to ask you for this one. What's it like being world champion and have that extra expectation on your shoulders? How much of that do you think is playing a part in what's happening with Luca right now?
Maybe so. And the other thing as well, which you cannot afford to do when it is take your foot off the gas. I know it's the most unbelievable feeling to win it, but once it's done and you've had the little celebration, it's back to work. And I don't know whether
43.
20 minutes and half an hour practice is sustainable over a period of time. I'm not
44.
him. You know, he's different to everybody else, but it's back to work now. That championship's come and gone. And these players don't fear reputations. You know that yourself, Mark.
No, I wonder how much confidence other players get
51.
from hearing Luca say he only practices 20 minutes here and 30 minutes there, whenever
52.
other players are doing 4, 5, 6, 7 hours a day, and they're just feel so much sharper.
Yeah, and we all know how hard the game is. You know, you take a couple of days off and you lose that sharpness. You've got to be putting the graft in.
Yeah, speaking from experience, I had 6 days
58.
off over Christmas there, and I felt like it took me a week to get back to where roughly I was beforehand, and I'm not one that can get away without practicing. I need to be doing my
59.
hours.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that actually, because it's an interesting one. You know, people who are at home often ask, you know, what do the top players do over there? Because you have a complete break, or I could never do it. I always had to feel as if there was an hour or a couple of hours somewhere.
Yeah, well, I had 6 days off from the 21st to the
65.
27th, and then straight back to practice. Spent Christmas with family, and then just back to it. I actually missed playing.
66.
Actually really enjoyed the side of practice and going to the club every day, seeing the ones I've grown up with, for 25 years, and putting the work in.
Well, you may have enjoyed your practice, but I'm sure Luca's not enjoying this visit, because Jack Lisowski's waltzing around like he owns the place.
73.
And if he keeps getting presented chances like he's been presented so far,
75.
it's going to be a very quick afternoon. Luca needs to start playing.
$78.
Obviously seen Jackson good touch the first frame with a clearance of 70. But if he was to clear the table here, we'll see our first century of the tournament.
82.
Looking really sharp. He won't care in the slightest about Luca's underperformance so far. He'll just be relishing, just potting balls and having
87.
fun out there.
Listen, if you can get your opponent not playing well, make the most of it, because it's not going to happen all the time you play this sport.
93.
And you really cannot cue much better than that. Absolute poetry that was, Mr. Lisowski. Well played, the first century of this year's championship. Absolutely wonderful clearance of 100 and a thoroughly deserved 2-0 lead.
Play and
Luca
let your
Brecel
talent
to
do the
break.
work.
He's basically just got to scrap wins. If it's not pretty, fair enough, just get wins.
Okay, well, he's got a lot to do. 2-0 down. First to 6, remember?
And Luca Brecel gets us underway in frame 3 with a very, very strange break off. Not punished, but very unconventional there, John. But it's created an opportunity.
Yeah, he set a trap. Unbelievable. I didn't know what he was doing with the break off, but he left this red potential pot for Jack, but hasn't taken it.
1.
And he's, well, the way he plays, he's just got to come in with a good scoring visit and get his arm going and get his confidence up.
Great shot there from Luca.
Beautiful.
Five.
We talked at the time, John, about the shot Jack had a few frames ago on the similar type shot on the brown, and Luca was just a little further away from it, which made it so much easier.
6.
Yeah, and bizarrely, we know from snooker players' psyche, sometimes being 2-0 down kicks something in, because you know full well you start losing the next frame, you're in big trouble. So it's that sense of danger can just kick you into action.
Yeah, and Hazel rightly said about how many times Luca came back at that World Championships. Not scared to come from behind. Needs something good to happen very, very soon. Never in doubt. Absolutely never in doubt. I think Luca was the only one that thought that was in there. And because it just reached, he hasn't quite got nicely on the black. He's a little straight. And if he's on this red, he's a little fortunate because he did not play that.
21.
Well, amazingly, it looks like he can sneak through, and he can. His heart must have skipped the beat when that came past. He must have thought, I've done it to myself. Still not ideal.
Great effort there, and I think he's been a little unfortunate. He was trying to play on the
27.
left side of the reds, knowing he had the red on the left on its own.
That was nearly some shot, wasn't it? Can can assure you that'll be a lot tighter. So it looks like a safety, and it is.
Luca Brecel, 27.
At least he got his hand on the table, potted a few balls, but he'll not be happy with the last shot he played. It was such an easy safety. Should have been really covering the side of the reds. Looks dangerous, this one on the left, if Jack's taking that on.
Wow. That would be some shot. Not guaranteed path back, is that? Well, yeah, quite rightly refusing that one. You're 2-0 up. No need to make it any easier for your opponent.
Just got that a little bit thin. He was trying to leave the weight between yellow and brown. Luca needs to play a tail on safety very soon. He's eyeing up this pot.
One.
What a pot. I mean, why would you not go for that, Mark? Come on. What a pot that was. And controlled as well, by the way. Look at the control on the cue ball. Not only has he gone straight in the middle of the pocket, but the way he's held it. Beautifully struck. Best shot of the match so far.
It's amazing how different players see different things. It was such an easy safety to put Jack in trouble, and yeah, Luca had other ideas. Phenomenal long red. Great control. It's more like what we come to expect from Luca, but what a poor shot that is.
Luca
You
Brecel,
could see he'd have been down and played that shot
Lisowski
earlier, but you could see the middle pocket was his problem, and he was just trying to squeeze a bit out of the pocket and just can't catch the top cushion there. But unfortunately for him, in the pocket it goes. And can Jack Lisowski knock something in from there?
It's an aggressive shot Jack's going for. What a pot. And if the black goes, it's tight, but I think it goes. That was putting all eggs in one basket there, John.
Very brave and beautifully played. There's a gentleman in the studio who'll be raving over that shot. That's what he used to do for many years. Take the aggressive shot on and got the rewards for it. That was a Hendry shot, if ever I've seen one.
Nine.
I quite like that choice. Would have been easy to try and get on the black and snooker yourself, and then it's end of visit where he's took no chances there, played up for blue or bolt colour.
Yeah, it wasn't a big gap there, was there, between those two reds on the right, so once again just one positional shot away from having these really nice. What's the speed of the cue ball like? Pretty good. He might even be able to get, he might have had the bonus here. Well, he can get through to the other one. He's taken this one first, but he could pop the one that's near the black as well.
12.
So where he left that cue ball was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, he just needs to screw back an inch. Perfect on the red to the right of the black, like you said. Opens the black in both pockets.
18.
Yeah, could have done that early. Just decided to go that way. No problem with that at all. Just how people see it. But all this is about now is holding
19.
yourself together and doing exactly what you've done in the opening two frames. You've made 70 and you've made 100. Your cueing's been fluent and you've concentrated properly. And that's all this needs. Same thing here, and you've got a 3-0 lead.
Just going back to that opening red that he's potted there, John. How much do you think
26.
the right shot's always the right shot? Or do you think the shot is determined by the result, whether it's right or wrong?
I think
27.
confidence comes into it. I think he decided that that was the one he was taking. It was aggressive, but he fancied potting it, and I have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. You know, you face the consequences if you miss it. He didn't think he was going to miss it. It's a very positive shot. He knew
34.
he was going to get a cannon on the other end. that kiss there, you couldn't really guarantee, but he deserved everything he got.
35.
You'd have played it, wouldn't you?
I'd have played the safety, but I would have felt that that was a positive for me and try to put Jack in more trouble. Put Luca in more trouble. I think the safety was much easier, but like you just said, if you feel it's the right shot and you're willing to back
40.
yourself, who are we to argue? Red went straight in. Obviously trusting to luck a little bit with the
40.
cannon, but when
Yeah.
you put a ball like that, knowing you're leaving everything, I think you deserve a bit of luck as well.
Yeah. I can absolutely guarantee you Stephen wouldn't have refused that, but what a shot he's just played there. Jack, what have you done? The simplest of little shots.
49.
Got into the cue ball too much and he snookered himself. Oh, can you believe that?
Sensing a bit of frustration here now, going for the plant. Good recovery. Fractionally overscrewed the cue ball for the green. Needs to be careful with this middle pocket. I think he might just be okay. Another very, very good shot.
Yeah, the one thing in his favour there wasn't it was a natural angle back to that red that was up above the black, but this isn't over the hole. He still needs a good bit of cueing. Which he's got
54.
beautifully struck again. So, had a little blip there in the middle of the break, that poor cannon, but he's recovered.
Really good signs here for Jack. Not only that he's potting balls, but it would have been so easy for that misjudged cannon to unsettle him,
61.
but he's gathered himself, put a good plant,
62.
recovered well with the green, back in prime position.
Yeah, he looks good and all, doesn't he? Looks like he's got his game face on. Concentration levels are good. And he, you know, players know Mark, don't they? He must be sensing that Luca's struggling a little bit here. You know
69.
yourself sitting in the other chair that when someone's on his game or not. And Jack's seeing this as an opportunity to get
71.
a pretty big lead.
Yeah, and I think that was part of the reason why he took that plant on. I think he wanted to just keep looking in his chair as long as possible, keep him feeling under
74.
pressure.
Cheers.
And he's just feeling so good out there now. He looked good at the start, but with every mistake Luca makes,
78.
Jack's confidence will grow as well. Break a 70 in the first frame, followed by
80.
a century in frame 2. And it looks like another clearance this time. If the pink and black win of 96.
89.
A little bit of an exhibition shot there from Jack. So, imperious start from Jack Lisowski. Clearance of 96.
96 in the
Gives him
third.
a 3-0 lead.
He's just making too many unforced errors. He's, you know, as well as Jack's playing, he's been presented with easy chances by all the unforced errors that Luca's making.
This is the last frame before the interval, and it's Lisowski flying.
No, didn't get the cue ball over. So this is a shot that Luca was taking on all the time in the World Championship and knocking in. But at the moment, he's all at sea, and that's going to be over the corner pocket when it bounces off. What a start again. Perfect example of what we've been talking about, not having to work for his opportunities.
Yeah, that's amazing, John. Whenever you're struggling a little bit, anytime you do miss it, they always just seem to go for the pocket. If Luca was 3-0 up, there's no doubt in my mind that red would have went on the cushion. The other one would have been covered by the green. You don't leave anything.
Thanks. 1.
Yeah, not particularly close. Jack slightly overscrewed that red in the corner. Shouldn't be a problem knocking this green in, but
Be nice if he can get a slight angle on the red above the black.
I mean that's
And
the
nudge
one,
the
isn't
red
it?
away. He's just hit it a fraction too hard, I think.
4.
Oh, he's got a slight angle. Little stun screw to just release that red away from the black. Beautiful.
5.
Absolutely beautiful. It was a great shot on the green, wasn't it? First it didn't look quite right, but it was beautifully played, that. Only looks like one winner at the moment. Early days, I know. First to 6 in this event. And that man's not got going yet.
It's
a nice pack to go into here. If he screws through them and screws too much, he's got the red up over the green pocket if he needs to. Just try and drag the bottom red towards that right corner if you can. If it doesn't quite work out, as long as you get the white out of the pack, you will have that red up over the pocket.
Well, he was nearly cursed there.
20.
Not been able to see that one, but he's got a thin clip in the middle.
21.
There's the blue pot. Obviously not. So, good bit of queuing again on this brown.
Yeah, and what we've seen so far in these first 3 frames, didn't expect him to miss that. That was not easy, but he just he looks in good touch here.
Yeah, right in the middle
25.
of the pocket. In contrast to his opponent, who's sitting there watching, looks like he's a man full of confidence.
Cheers.
And you'd kick yourself, wouldn't you, if you went back? You'd be going back. You didn't win the frame from here, Mark. The way you're playing and you're queuing and you're 3-0 up. Lots of reds, nice and open.
Has that bit of insurance as well with the red over the centre pocket.
28.
If things were to go wrong. I think he's just fractionally under hit that. Might have to take that red now. No real damage done though. Yeah, he's just wanting to keep that there, John, isn't he? He doesn't want to take it just yet. Taking a slightly more tricky one. That was a little straighter than I thought.
29.
Just trying to work out a way of how can I get these reds open, knowing I've guaranteed myself a shot on the red over the right middle if it goes wrong. So it might be this red, the next black screw through the reds. And even if he lands over on the left cushion, he will have that red over the middle pocket. I like the way he's going about these. He's thinking well.
Yeah, very fluent, making it look nice and easy. But what I like about him is, as we see this wonderful venue, enthralled by what's going on, I like the way he looks fully concentrated today. Looks like he's at the races. I have to say, didn't think so at the UK. He got
36.
beaten in the UK early in the year, and it just was a pretty mediocre performance by his standard. But not today. Looks like he's at the gallop.
Yeah, another clever shot on the previous red just to leave a slight angle on that pink. Developing one more red.
42.
Just wondering, does the top red of the 4 go in the left corner? Don't think that goes. Because if it goes, I think he would take it now. Wouldn't need another cannon. The break's already at 43, black for 50.
43.
You will need one of those 5 reds below the pink.
I mean, he's got a chance here, and he to stun up and just nudge it if he wants, and nudge it back into play. He should leave the one over the middle. Has options.
Yeah,
He's going to
I
need
like
it,
that
isn't
choice. I like that choice, John. Yeah, can't really go wrong with the red over the right middle. If he just plays the cannon on the one, he's played a much more aggressive shot. But he's got everything into play. Still got that red over the middle.
Yeah, it's a
50.
pretty good shot, isn't it? But he had to go in there. The angle came for him.
51.
Chose to play it a different way, but same result. He was always going to leave that red over the middle. And, well, Luca Brecel probably didn't think this was going to be happening today, but for all the world, he's looking like 4-0 down, and he hasn't really done too much other than leave his opponent very good chances.
53.
I know everyone's
54.
different, but what do you do if you're Luca? You straight in on the practice room?
I think you've got to, haven't you? You just got to get your arm flowing, and whatever it is, you've got to make sure that your concentration is up, and the next frame you come back, you have got to win it, because he won't be winning this match, you wouldn't think, from 5-0 down. Not the way Jack's playing. So the next frame's absolutely huge, but yeah,
61.
I think it's run to the practice table and
62.
get yourself 15 minutes.
Yeah, and that red would leave Luca needing a snooker. Don't expect Jack to miss, to be honest, from now, but already it's snookers required.
$69. Lisowski 69.
If I was Luca, I'd be playing on right now. I know it's 3 snookers, but where that red is below the pink, chance of a free ball, get right in behind that with after 3 reds and 3 blacks. And maybe more importantly, just pot a few balls and get involved in the game.
Yeah, feel like you're there. I couldn't agree more.
He'd be looking to play the red into the left centre next. Then the red 2 below the pink, leaving that 1 red directly below the pink to last.
8.
Such a good ball to snooker behind. The way things are going though, we're not even guaranteed the 22 break before the last red at the minute. He's went more aggressive up and down for the black. Needs a bounce. Looks good. Good shot. Now what Luca has to be thinking is, where do I have to leave myself on this last red to get it near a colour? Get the white glued behind the pink, get the red near a colour with a chance of a free ball if Jack was to miss.
17.
But he's potted that in the wrong side of the pocket. Meant he's too low on the black. I'm not sure if he can hold. That was not a good shot. If he was straight on the black, just had to screw back simply and easy snooker. It was a poor one. Might have to play high and play the red up and down the table.
It's an option, but it's there's a little bit, not quite as much margin for error, is there?
And no guarantee of getting the red close to a colour either. He was just able to hold. Wondering now, can he get the red up by the green
20.
off the side cushion, get the white touching ball behind the pink.
Yeah, that's the key to this, irrespective of where that goes. And I agree with you, if you can get it next to colour, great, but you've got to glue this in behind. You can't be leaving a side cushion here. Just try and glue it.
Luca Brecel.
Yeah.
24.
That red one close to the cushion. It's quite a big target for Jack. If he couldn't get it near a colour, he had to get it in the open. But even if he can delay this frame another 5-10 minutes, get Jack thinking a little bit, might be something to hang on to at the interval if he was to go on and lose this frame, Luca. Hopefully looking to get this red down near the black. White behind the green. It is a snooker. Needs to be a little careful here, Jack. If he was to miss this at pace, he could leave a free ball. Full of confidence though, trusting his line. And then Snooker back the bit.
Just played the return snooker, that was all there was to it. Yeah, another example of when things aren't quite going your way. I think that'll be it.
Jack Lisowski 5.
And indeed it is. So Jack Lisowski, with some very fluent and wonderful break building, has taken what some people would consider a very surprising 4-0 lead into the interval against the current world champion.
Luca Brecel to break.
I don't know whether he had tea or coffee or went to the practice table. I would have suggested it was the latter. But whatever, he's got to win this frame, you would think, Mark.
Yeah, it's an obvious statement to make, but he simply has to. He can't, in my opinion, he can't win from 5-0 down the way Jack's playing. And not be overly happy with that break off though to start. It wasn't straightforward, but I expected Jack to get that, and he's left an easy starter for Luca. What do you make of that break off, John? Because that was very different to the previous break off from Luca. What's he trying out there?
I don't know. I don't know whether he's... I mean, the table looks absolutely beautiful, but the table, when they're first put on these cloths, they do slide a lot, and a lot of the players find it difficult to throw the cue ball around and get in behind the green, don't they? So I don't know whether he's trying to come up with some other method, but anyway, nobody's break so far has been particularly good.
Yeah, it's not ideal whenever you're experimenting out there, is it really? That was a good pot there because he missed the pink similarly in the first frame. That was more than missable.
Yeah, so Luca will be hoping to step it up, quite obviously, but he'll be hoping the interval's made a change to Jack as well. Sometimes it can, stops the fluency and you're on a roll, and the last thing you want to do is see an interval. So I'll be hoping that's the case. He's been very good today, Jack, so far.
It's not ideal. And a little low on this red. He may have to screw off the bunch and leave himself a high black. I don't see where else a colour can come from.
Yeah, tough to judge this as well, isn't it? You can overscrew it and not
50.
be on anything, which is exactly what's happened.
Yeah, you're so scared of underscrewing and leaving the white in the reds, and you do that and end the break.
Yeah, you
Luca Brecel 50.
trying to come off the side cushion and hit a ball colour because you're glued in the pack, so I wasn't surprised it was overscrewed there.
At least that time he's finished that visit with a very good safety. Jack snookered on all reds. Has to get very, very close to the green, I think, if he's got any chance of going down the right side. Not even sure that shot's on.
Go on, I'll put you to the test. What would you play here?
If the green's blocking the right hand side, well, Jack thinks that it's not. It might be a straightforward one cushion with a bit of right hand side. Oh, he's hit that very hard. He has left reds, but that could have been worse there. That was a very poor judgment from Jack.
Yeah, I didn't actually think that shot was on, did you?
That's a good pot from Luca. Yeah, I'm with you, John. I'm not really sure that shot was on. He needed to get so close to the green. I think for me, I might have had to risk two cushions and glance them on the way back up, and maybe if it takes 2 or 3 goes at it, then so be it, but it didn't really look like that shot was on. But it's imperative that Luca makes the most of one of these chances very, very soon. You're not going to win many frames with 3, 4, 5 visits. And he's alright. He would have been unlucky if that had went in. And if he's on the red on the outside of the bunch.
3.
Played that nicely, didn't he? Very
he controlled
controlled
that
cannon that was. Could have smashed into them, but played with a lot more
4.
care. The red that's 2 up to the left of the black is the one that's causing the problem. He'd love to have that out the way, just so he could get to the black properly, but it's the size of a beach ball at the moment where that's sitting.
And he's just underhit that previous red there. It was meant he had to leave this from distance. He would have liked to been hand that pink to get right down on that red that you're talking about, knowing he had the security of the one over the pocket, but
11.
and again, he's not great. It's going to have to be a screw for the red that John talked about, just to the left of the black. I don't think anything else goes. And all these little things add up. The more that Luca just isn't quite in prime position, the more pressure comes on every shot. Good pot. Needs it to bounce. It's a little bit low.
70.
You
might have to play out for the blue or brown here, John. What do you think?
It's funny how when you're making a break mark and you're just not quite in position, that the next one just seems not quite in position, not quite. You're always scrapping for the cue ball. You just can't get it absolutely right, and that's what's happened in this break. He's come too straight on one, not right on the other. You know, and this is well, it should be an easy enough pot, but what he's having to do with the cue ball isn't.
$80.
I think that ball's still spinning.
Yeah, that's why you've seen Luca looking down at that white, because it can be deceiving. Pressure on this. Very, very good. More like it from Luca.
Yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, the shot before, he just couldn't guarantee where he's going to go. He'd be delighted they had a shot at the black, but there's a lot of pressure on that. 4-0 down. And if he doesn't win the frame from here, well, I'll be gobsmacked. Yeah, just has to watch in his chair, his turn. Wasn't the world's greatest attempt to get out of a snooker, it has to be said.
34.
That looked like such a simple shot, but he's just put it on the wrong side of the pocket. It's when he's sort of in between all three of these colours and not perfect on any. Shouldn't be a problem, and isn't. You'd like to start getting a bit closer control of this white. It just makes it so much more difficult when you're chasing all the time.
Yeah, you just unnecessary little bits of pressure on yourself just when you can't get perfect position.
40.
He's having to do a lot of travelling with a cue ball. It's never ideal. But as long as you keep potting them, it doesn't matter.
47.
It's just what Luca needed, really. And as that red goes in, takes the lead to 63. Just 59 remaining. That is the frame over now. Can he make a sizable break? He's already on 53, but it'd be nice to just stay at the table, get these 4 reds, 4 colours, then we'll talk about a century.
54.
Build the confidence for every ball he can pot here. And just keep jacking his seat a little bit. That 15-minute interval, we talked about it so much, how intervals can change games, and let's see if it's the same occasion today.
Yeah, and of course his main objective had to win this frame, Luca.
60.
So it's not been absolutely exemplary, the cue ball here, but the main thing is the balls have been going in the pockets. And he's got his first frame on the board in this match.
67.
As I say, it's first to 6.
68.
So when the opponent needs the 2 frames, there's a little bit of wiggle room there for you.
72. 73.
One thing this match has had, Mark, is lots of good scoring, that's for sure. 70, 100, 96, 69 in the opening 4 frames, plus these. So, very good break building.
Yeah, as we expected, really, from these two. Two of the best scorers on the circuit. I think the only surprise is some of the easy mistakes that Luca's made, but other than that, it's been good to watch, easy to watch. Green comes up just short. But a
Zelowski
great
4.
break
Lift
of
the cell
80
8
from
on
Luca
the
Brecel.
frame.
Gets his first frame on the board, and now he just trails 1-4.
Lisowski to break as we
Thank
head
you.
into frame 6
The
of a
sixth
possible
frame.
11.
Zelowski to break.
Well, I was thinking that was a slightly better break, but this red is available. And what that is, I think he's made his mind up, he's going for everything, because there was no way he was getting the cue ball back to the balk area, and to finish where he has is a right result. But what a pot.
Yeah, we talked earlier about a shot that Jack played and deserved a nice cannon, and same there with Luca.
Eight.
Aggressive, knew he was going to cannon something. Sometimes you
Nine.
deserve what you get. Oh, he don't needs that red to slow down. Needs the red to slow down. Well judged.
16.
Don't you dare say it.
17.
I was thinking it in one of the frames with Jack, to be fair, and I didn't say it. But now that you mention it, that's 3 reds, and this will be the 3rd black. And the balls are sitting really, really nice.
24.
A nice little bonus on offer this year, John, with £147,000 bonus if any player makes 2 147s across the
25.
Triple Crown events. Unlikely, but it's nice to have bonuses like that on offer. I think the only one so far is from Susie in UK Championship qualifying. I'd not be thinking about that right now. It's a good pot on the black. Good recovery.
That's excellent. That was a tricky little shot there with a lot of pressure on it. You know you're going to be sticking the board if you miss that one.
33.
Definitely a change in his game since the interval.
$40. 40.
I know we should never speak too soon, but these balls are sitting so well. Already 41 average shot time in this break of just 12 seconds. He doesn't hang around. Both of these guys just so easy on the eye. Slightly over on that one. Not sure if this red goes past. It does.
48.
Perfect. And as you can see there on that shot,
49.
the red below the pink does go.
Oh, go. Get up.
56.
Could have done, but, well, one goes in the middle, bridging over slightly. It's there.
57.
This would be a nice way to start the tournament, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. All downhill from here if he was to go on and make this. And that's just a few inches higher than he was previous. That's absolutely perfect.
64.
Once this red goes in, every red's out in the open.
65.
Most importantly for Luca, one more red after this black will secure the frame, which has to be the #1 priority right now at 4-1 down.
Now, where's he finished? There's so many reds available that
72.
sometimes you just land on one you may not have played on in such a way that it's perfect. So have a good look at the table. Not, as you say, he's going to have a look now, come round to the red on the right hand side. He's also got the one over the middle. Almost sometimes you can have too much choice, can't you?
Yeah, he's on 3 different balls here, and he knows the red over the middle will win him the frame, but he also knows one of the 2 more tricky reds, gives them the chance of the 147. And that's where that come from.
Luca Brecel,
So much pressure on that.
72.
He knew. Great effort there from Luca, but the break ends at 72. And if Jack can get through to the red over the middle pocket, it might be a plant coming up.
Well, Luca will be dismayed he didn't get the maximum, but absolutely delighted Jack didn't get the plant. Had to play that a little bit aside just to bring the cue ball back, but not to be. But nevertheless, his opponent missed that attempted plant. And all of a sudden, from 4-0 down and hardly potting a ball, it's 4-2 and very much game on.
8. 9.
Yeah, and this is just what you have to expect from a world champion. 4-0 down, done absolutely nothing in the game to speak of. Break of 80, won him the previous frame. 72 on for a 147 in this frame. Yes, there was a miss, but he's looking much more like Luca of old now.
Yep, the survival instincts are kicking in. As I say, mentioned earlier in the match, sometimes
12.
a bit of adversity at the start of it just can kickstart you into doing something a bit better. And quite happened in that opening session, but well, whatever's happened in the interval, there's been a sea change in his attitude, that's for sure.
80. 90.
The thing is with Luca as well, you can get back into the match so quickly. Very like O'Sullivan in that mode that the frames go so fast. Jack could be sitting there in 10 minutes time, it could be 4-all.
26. Cheers, Luca.
I think the opening red in the break showed you what his attitude was as well. He was just going to go for it, wasn't he? The opening red was an absolute corker.
Yeah, something had to change for Luca, and maybe just his approach to shots being a bit more aggressive.
30.
Knew he was leaving everything really there, but straight in, good break. And right back into the match now. Red doesn't go in.
31 on the
Another frame on the board. And now there's only 2 frames in this match. Trails 2 frames to 4.
One frame.
4-2.
Luca Brecel to break.
Biggest frame of the match so far for me. For all Luca's hard work after the interval here, if Jack was to win this frame, you feel like he'd close it out. But if Luca wins, it's a toss of a coin again.
Yeah, decent length. Tricky shots these. Players don't like to play off the side of the pack, so it may be the loose red. Yeah, not tempted into moving them about. You can easily promote one towards a corner pocket. Now, not so good with the cue ball there, Luca. So how's Jack's cueing?
One.
Great pot. Best passed. Hand pot of the ball from the interval. You wouldn't know it looking at that shot. Struck it beautifully.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to see anything struck better than that. Beautiful piece of cueing right in the middle of the pocket. No sign of going near a jaw.
7.
Lovely strike.
8.
And with that red just being loose below the pack, take advantage here. You screw through these reds, knowing he has the one at the bottom to be on. Delightfully played, really, really good shot there. Jack nicely controlled, didn't overhit it. Brought plenty of reds into play. Already a very, very good chance.
Always the shot mark, wasn't it? I'm amazed sometimes we watch some players refusing these. Just, I can't believe they ever would. That is the ideal scenario there. Screw into the pack, knowing you've got the insurance of the loose red. 100% the correct shot.
And I really like the pace he
14.
played it. He didn't overhit it. It would have been very easy to overscrew that, leave the white on the side rail. Just struck
50.
it beautifully. If he pots this, black runs it off 2 cushions, gets the black back on the spot. Just didn't have the best of angles in that black. Had to take his medicine a little bit. Leave himself a little further away on this next red. He's taking the trickier of the 2, bringing one more red into play, playing for the blue. Good shot, very good shot.
Yeah, that was a good, positive choice of shot, wasn't it? But another red into play.
It would have been so easy there to take the easier of the 2, just drop it in for the blue. Took that chance to free one more red.
28.
Really good thinking, aggressive thinking. Back in prime position now. He'd like to, as soon as possible, get on the reds on the right hand side of the table, the 2 at the edge of the bunch.
$29.
If he's straight on this black, he's perfect to do that. It looks good. Screw back, choice of 2 or possibly 3 if that other red goes. He's just underscrewed that a little bit.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a poor one. Having such a margin for error there, you could almost overscrew that one, but now got to go up the table. Probably can't pot this without a cannon, so maybe taking the outside one. He is. Still got the cannon, but played that well again. Wasn't the plan, but played that beautifully.
Yeah, what I would say about Jack today is that the breaks haven't been perfect, but he's regrouped every single time.
42.
Which is not something he's normally renowned for. But he's just took that extra second or 2, give himself a bit of a look at the table, and he's recovered every time, back in prime position.
Yeah, he's just having a little look which way to go about this. Could take the red that's 2 below the pink, and that would open the pocket up a bit more for the pink as well. So it would have a look, walk round. Might be going back to that one now. Just gives you another option.
43.
That's what he's played for. Screw back off this. Got a choice of 2 reds, you would think, so maybe even 3. So I like that shot.
Yeah, I think he's even better than that. I think you can just stun this in. The red at the bottom goes in the other corner.
Yeah, that was one of the 3. Say there's 2 on the wings and the bottom one.
49.
So it was a good idea that was to move that red before.
50.
And again, here he's got a choice of 2 reds he can play for as long as he gets the white off that side cushion. Chose no cushion. Good choice. A little short
57.
on the red, but no problems. Back up for the blue.
58.
Just not got through that one as well as he would have liked. Needs a good positional shot here now, in between green and brown.
Nothing worse as they're coming up short on the blue mark. Absolutely snooker players' pet hate.
63.
Getting that cue ball the other side. Just gets the other side of the blue. It's plain sailing. But now, because he's contacted the green, anything but.
Yeah, we all do it, John, but we've so much room. Just get high on the blue. If you go too far, you've got a bulk colour, but try and be precise and you end up coming up short. Still a poor shot there to hit the green. He wouldn't have expected that. And he's followed it with not a great safety, but I think he's been very fortunate. Has he got an angle through to this? I think he has.
Yeah, I don't mind. You know, everyone can play bad shots, but don't follow it with another one.
1.
That's exactly what Jack's done.
And it has turned even. I know that was a break of 63 from Jack, but we talked about the early frames that Luca wasn't finishing the visits well. He was finishing like a bad visit with a poor safety, and that's just what Jack done there. And left Luca an easy starter. Oh, I'd love to see a replay on that one because I'm pretty sure Luca lifted his
Luca
head
Brecel
before he
won.
hit that. Trying to force that round. Just lifted his head, I think. Yeah, there it was. And you can take nothing for granted in this game. That was a great opportunity to get right back into this frame, and he could have left something easier for Jack, but it'd be over the moon to only have seen Luca make one from there.
One.
So a little bit like the pattern of an earlier frame, where Jack's not been punished.
3.
There's a good chance there Luca had.
Four.
Now, taking the blue on could tuck him in behind the yellow, but blue it is. Great pot. So,
Nine.
we recovered a bit of momentum. It was looking a little dubious from 4-0 to 4-2. Excellent opening break, plus being led off there, and Jack Lisowski's got his momentum back. And 5-2 is a very big mountain for Luca, the world champion, to climb. Got to win the next
50.
4 frames to stay in this year's championship.
60. $22. 23. Jack Lisowski, 23.
Not to be, but a very good break of 63 early in that frame off an excellent long pot, you'd have to say, from Jack Lisowski. And he'd be delighted to be sitting in the chair. 5-2 up, 1 frame to get into the quarter-final.
Thank you, the 8th frame.
O'clock, and Jack Lisowski has
Lisowski
1
to
foot in that quarter-final. If he can just win this 8th frame.
All right, Jack breaks off. Let's see if he can get the cue ball over this time. Yep, that's wider. Has he covered the red? I think he just has.
It's amazing that you try so hard to give it a little extra, get behind the green. You give it too much and you go the end between green and brown, but he's just about got away with it. Jack will be hoping that's the last time he breaks off in this match, just needing 1 more frame for victory. And like Stephen said in studio, Luca pretty much needs to play no miss snooker now. It'll be tough to go 4 frames in the spin without Jack getting a sniff of the winning line though.
Yeah, it's one of those situations, isn't it, where you think you're going to need a bit of help. You need your opponent to miss 1 or 2, and you're going to have to play some pretty good stuff. At the moment, that doesn't look in the script.
Yeah, and the one thing Luca can't do is start worrying about Jack. The only thing he can control is how he plays. If he plays well, then he might have a chance in these 4 frames, but he can't control what Jack does. Just a fraction thick, but no damage done. I think this might be a time for Jack to show a little bit of maturity and just freeze Luca out. Don't make it easy for him. Don't keep going for those long ones, expecting to get them and make 80 to win the match. Just make Luca work for every point.
Yeah, a lot of people think, you just have to push and force over the line. Sometimes a granite frame of snooker, when your opponent's trying to come behind, is as good as anything. The balls can govern it, obviously. They give you chances, that's fine. But a very hard match play frame of snooker has won plenty of matches.
I think he's been a little fortunate there, Jack, as well. That red's come up just in an awkward spot. Too thin to cut in the middle. Might be an aggressive one from Luca here. White up in behind the yellow. Nice idea. You just seen a tap on the table there from Jack. I don't think that was so much for a good shot. I think it was that he was fortunate the previous shot not to leave something easier after that missed long red.
Foul. You miss. Luca Brecel 4.
First thought was no damage done, but I wonder does the red above the pink go through the gap? We're just seeing there it's very, very tight, so no. Jack's going to get another go. Don't expect him to make the same mistake again.
Yeah, there was something about that shot Luca didn't like. I mean, if Jack does get the thin clip here, he might just put him back in a bit of trouble. Because there's nothing potting on the right hand side. Got it thick. But I think I would have been. I don't think I've been putting him back into bat there. I'll try and find something else, but anyway.
It didn't look like much could go wrong with that shot that Luca was left, but maybe seen something that we didn't. I'm just wondering as he left the plant into that right corner. Jack's coming round to have a look.
Is it close?
Looks a bit thin for me.
Yeah, it is a bit thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cue ball was down the bottom end of the table. It wouldn't be a problem attempting that, but from where he is, not so much. Beautiful, beautiful controlled pot again. And potted a corker in the last frame. That's as good as that one.
Yeah, he done well there to hook out what he felt like was a shot to nothing there. A nice gap. And he's landed a little awkward, a bit unfortunate there because a little shorter. He's nicely on the blue, a little further, he's nicely on the green. He's landed just betwixt in between. Oh, that's a big shot here. That's a much more difficult pink. Knowing he's going to leave everything. There was pressure on that one. An easy starter for Luca.
Lisowski 1.
That was a big shot to take on there, John.
Yeah, he didn't, for the first time, cue straight through that one, did he? A little bit of side flicked on that, which is why he's hit the left-hand jaw as we're looking at it.
Well,
In truth, he hasn't cued many badly today, but that was one of them. Not a great chance, this. Don't know whether the black is available in the top right-hand pocket. Well, it is. Actually, if you can get on it high, you can split the 3 reds up as well while you're at it. So, just don't know how he's going to manage that, Mark, but it's available, isn't it?
6.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to get on this red in the middle, to be straight to screw back for that black, and he's landed awkward. He's landed with a really horrible angle. Might be off the side cushion and back for that high black.
7.
Needs it to travel. He is on it. It's thin. It's with the rest. These are horrible shots to play. Pick your line, trust it. And he's missed it thick. And I think the black's just come away far enough if this red goes past. Goes in off the black, but then there's no colour to follow.
Very tricky, these. Blind pocket, can't quite see the angle there. Well, I don't quite understand that shot, to be honest with you. If you can't get on the colour, there's nothing in the rules say you can't play a safety shot. Could have played off the side, off the red on the side, put him down and bought, waited for another chance. But there was no way he was getting on the colour there, Mark, was he?
Yeah, I don't see how. I think he needed to hit the black a little thinner, obviously, but I still feel like it was going to travel too far and not be on it. So Don't see any value in what he's just tried to do there, and gifted another opportunity to look at, but he's played a bit of a shocker there. So scared of leaving the white in the corner. He'd give it a bit extra, and he's overscrewed by 3 feet there. Massive misjudgment.
Yeah, it's a strange passage of play coming up here. 2 or 3 odd shots, but the balls haven't been great, as I say.
He needs to hit this first red so thin. Not really sure that was on from where he was. Just like you just called it, it's a strange passage to play, lots of mistakes.
Well, I don't understand the 2 shots. I don't know how Jack thought he could get on the black, and I don't understand that one. It's almost like a bit of desperation, that shot. You are allowed to play safe, boys.
One.
Well, he's on it, but this is not great. Need a little bit of luck to land on something else here. Main priority, as ever, make sure you knock the black in. Oh, we'll settle for that. Goodness me, that's a kiss.
8. Cheers. 9.
Still not the best of chances, this. Ball sitting very, very awkwardly. Just forced that just a little too much.
60.
Because he's using the rest and stretching a little. Not guaranteed perfect position to develop any more reds, but still at the table.
Cheers. 17.
Wonder, has he got an angle to run through to dislodge the 3 on the right hand side, knowing he has insurance of the 1 loose red if it goes slightly awry.
It's a great try. Now, is he tempted by the plant?
24.
There's a bit of distance between those 2 balls, and it's not the whole of the pocket he's looking at, so this is a bit of a risk. Looks easy there.
25.
Very good shot. Positive, not given.
Yeah, you said it, John. It looks so much easier on our screens than it actually was. It's a really, really good recovery shot from Jack.
30.
14 points in front. 3 reds in the open. Still will need a few of those more awkward reds. Oh.
33.
Don't think that'll go in when I play on Wednesday as a first day for a new cloth. Sliding a little bit off the knuckles.
Yeah, I thought he'd overdone it there.
Beautiful little cannon.
40.
I tell you what, he's developing these pretty well, isn't he? It was a horrible table when he came to it.
40.
Yeah, he's turned this into a match-winning chance when it didn't look like it was one. He is still going to need one of the more awkward 3 reds.
48.
Yeah, looking like he's teetering on the brink of going out of this year's Masters as the world champion. Not over yet, I know.
49.
That was a beautiful little can. Lovely little shot. Can pop this. Keep on the red. Chance to get into those 2 reds off the blue if he wants. Little screw cannon past the black. It's just his choice of how he goes about it.
I think
Which
I like
way are
just,
you going?
Yeah, I think I like just rolling the red in off the side cushion, leave yourself high on the black. The cannon's pretty much guaranteed if you've got an angle high.
You'd be going down for black.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think if he leaves himself any sort of angle in this red. I'm just wondering, I think he's held it. He maybe prefers your way, John, and going the blue, but
Yeah, I don't
cannon's unmissable off the black for
Yeah,
me.
I agree.
54.
Yeah, you may be a better choice of shot, but I just...
But it is the blue. Unless he plays for the red
55.
on the side, really is left-handed, just drop it down, this match ball.
Yep.
Pretty much, just looking at the scores. We'll need a colour off that.
$60.
Oh, okay.
61.
In goes the black. It goes to 50.
This has been some break. He's made a century, 70,
68.
and 96, 69 and 63, but this has arguably been the best break in the match so far. That is a
Lisowski.
magnificent contribution from where those
68.
balls were.
I have to say it though. He's played a bit of a nothing shot at the end there, and Luca drops this thing, gets on the black, gets a snooker. There's a bit more life in this frame. Yeah, it's such a careless way to end that visit. It was a phenomenal break from Jack, but very, very careless shot to finish. I don't see it being
Whoa.
a massive turning point, but just silly things like that can make a big difference.
The point is, why do it? You know, might happen 1 in 25 or 1 in 30, but why give the chance to somebody?
Yeah, if he played a good safety there, snooker Luca, he might not even come back to the table. It's just an absolute nothing shot, and if
8.
Luca can get a snooker here, get the red near a colour. Pressure on Jack, and he's not played it great. Needs to avoid the green.
Luca Brecel, 8.
It is a snooker, but I think it's an easy swerve. Jack can breathe a sigh of relief that wasn't worse. There's life in this frame yet.
Nicely floated in, and that is end of match, and the world champion is standing there ready to offer his hand to Jack Lisowski, who has been undoubtedly the better player of the two today. Very impressive opening 4 frames from Jack, and has to be said,
8.
Luca's struggling a little bit for confidence.
That was
Over here, and he comes in to shake hands. Good luck, pal, well played. Good luck in the next round. And Jack Lisowski's delighted to get through and gets a standing ovation from the packed auditorium, and quite right too. Very talented young man. Played some excellent snooker today, scored very heavily. Breaks of 68, 70, 100, 96, 69 and 63. And a thoroughly deserved winner and through to the quarterfinals.